guys, so today's video is going to be a sad and long one. It is a story time about how I lost my mother and how I dealt with it and how I'm still dealing with it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Well, I wouldn't hope you enjoy it because it's kind of a sad story. But I hope you guys take something out of it and stay till the end because there's a lesson and a message I want to give to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this new intro I made especially for this video, and I will see you guys in about 50 seconds. Bye!
There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice.
Hey guys, so yeah, you guys know what the video is going to be because the intro. So like I said, it's going to be a sad story. It's going to be kind of a long video, because of how long the story is. But, so the video is about how my mom died and, like, how I'm dealing with it and some experiences. And I hope you guys can take something away from this. Like, there's a message I'm going to relay at the end. This is my panda bear. I'm not going to cry throughout the video because I don't really cry talking about it. It's been 5 years now. It'll be 5 years next month. But it is a sad story to me. So, I was 11. This was a couple months before my birthday, so I was gonna gonna turn 12. So how this started, like, I used to go to my dad's every other weekend or my grandma's, depending on if my dad was working or not. So this particular weekend, it was the 28th of March, and so I had school that day, so my mom was a bus driver, so I kissed her goodbye before I went to school, and because I knew I wasn't going to see her that night because I would get picked up after school by someone else. Either that or I would get picked up at my house by someone else and my mom wouldn't be home. So, so that happened. After school I got picked up. I can't remember exactly who picked me up, but I went to my dad's house. He just moved into a place at the time with his girlfriend at the time, and I was going there for the weekend. And so it was just a normal weekend. Yeah, so it's just normal. Okay, so Saturday was a normal day. I kept trying to call my mom. I couldn't get a hold of her, and, like, I don't know, I was freaking out, and my dad kept telling me, well, she's probably busy, something's probably going on, she's probably busy. So, So that night, my dad gets a call from somebody, and I'm not going to say the person's name because obviously I don't have permission to put their name in the video because I didn't ask them, because I don't know them personally. So we're just going to say this person called my dad. We'll call them John. Yeah, we'll just call them John. So John called my dad. It was probably around 7 at night. I got to say it was around 7. And so he called my dad, and my dad didn't tell me right away what had happened. He had grabbed his girlfriend at the time. They went out in the garage, and he told her. So I went over by the door, and I seen her crying, and, like, I was wondering what was going on. So my dad told me to get ready, and he got his coat and his shoes on. I got my shoes and my coat on, and we left the house. I didn't know what was happening. It was just me and him because his girlfriend and my sister were home. My sister was 2 at the time, maybe 3. I think she was 2. I think she was turning 2 that year, so I don't know. She was somewhere around 2-ish. And so they stayed there. And so we left. We went and grabbed my grandma. And I was, like, curious as to why we went and grabbed my grandma. And then we went downtown to my mom's house. And so we go inside, and everybody's crying. Mind you, my brother's not there yet, so I don't think anything of it. I just think we're there, for, like, a party or something. Because my grandfather from Canada was there, and everybody was crying. So I sit down, and I can't remember who asked him. I think it was my grandma that asked my dad if I knew yet. And he had said no. So my uncle walked over to me, and I started crying. I don't know why. He was crying. I burst into tears. And so what he says, he looks at me. He's like, do you know what's going on? I said, no, what? He said, Mommy got killed. And I don't know what happened in that moment. My mind went blank, and I just cried so hard. Like, you don't even understand. And then, like, maybe 30 seconds passed by, and I said, how? And he said she was in a car accident. So the first thought was, well, where's Kirian? So I asked my grandmother for her phone, and I went into my grandma's bedroom. This was after a couple minutes of, crying. And so I went into my grandmother's bedroom, and I called my brother. I'm like, yo, where are you? Do you know what's going on? He's like, yeah, I know what's going on. I'll be there in like 15 minutes. So he shows up, and he is a mess. Like, he is literally a mess. He's 16 at the time. I'm 11. So, he is a literal mess. He gets in the house, he sits down, he stops talking. He doesn't talk at all. And, like, all I remember of that moment was, like, he had this giant booger coming out of his nose, and someone gave him a tissue. And so, after we found out about everything, we were supposed to go over the house just to get, like, clothes and stuff and to let the dog out. When we got to the house, we realized someone was in the house. Like, someone went into the house without our permission. Mind you, we lived in an apartment building. We had a landlord that lived right next door to us, and he had a key to the house, but he didn't have permission to go into the house. So what had happened is, let me turn my TV down a little bit so you guys can hear me a little better. So what had happened was they couldn't find any immediate family because her phone was obviously not working. And I'll tell you guys why later. So her phone wasn't working, so they couldn't get any contacts out of the phone, like mine or my brother's or, So, they had her address. So they went to our house, knocked on the door to see if anybody was home. Well, nobody was home because my brother was at his dad's house and I was at my dad's house. And so we found out that the cops went to the house next door first. After they went to our house and nobody was home. So they went to the house next door to ask, or to tell them and ask if they knew where any of us were. Well, I guess one of them went into the house and let the dog out. There was a couple things missing. We called the cops. They said they couldn't do anything about it because we didn't have any proof that they took it. So, oh well. It was just a jar of change and some other things. And so we got the dog out. We let her out. We got some clothes. We took the dog to my house. We just had a chill night. I sat there with the dog, and like I don't even know what was going through my mind at the point. It was so much. All I could think was this happened on a Saturday, and all I could think was I wanted to go to school Monday. My dad's like, well, you can take the week off. No, I wanted to go to school Monday because I wanted to get my mind off it, but my dad told me it would be better if I just stayed home. So I stayed home that entire week. So what had happened was her and her boyfriend had went out drinking, and they got into a fight. I guess the guy upstairs said that they were fighting before they left the house about going out. My mom didn't really want to go out. He wanted to go out, so she ended up just going out just to go out. So they were fighting the entire time. They were obviously drinking. So they went to a few different bars, and so I guess she left one of the bars and started walking home, and she texted her boyfriend. I'm not going to say his name because I don't have permission to put his name in the video. I didn't ask any of his family. This is just a video of what happened, so I'm not going to mention names. But her boyfriend at the time, she texted him, well, if you're not too drunk, come get me. Because I guess she didn't want to walk home. This was like 3 a.m. So he went and got her, I guess, and there is like a really steep road where like there's a steep turn, and I'm pretty sure the speed limit's only like 20 or 30. Well, they were going 80 around that curve, and I guess they were still fighting and stuff. And so this part's kind of graphic, so I wouldn't really recommend this if you were under 14, 15. But so they went around that turn, at 80 miles an hour. And they ended up in the grass of this place called the Whistle Pig. It's a ice cream place. Well, Clancy's is a food place. So they went into the grass, and he, I guess, jerked the wheel, and the car ended up flipping over. And she was ejected out of the vehicle, and he got electrocuted by the power line. Well, so that happened. That was at like 3 in the morning. The kid at Clancy's, one of the kids, actually took pictures and was showing his friends at school that Monday pictures of the car accident. Before, like, I guess he took them before he, called the police. So he actually got in trouble for that, but that's besides the point. So, like I said, I took the entire week off. That entire week, everyone was extremely supportive. My guidance counselor actually came to my house from my school and was being, supportive and, like, helpful and everything. And I loved her. She was the best guidance counselor ever. And they will come back into play later once I, like, explain more. Ow. But, so, that happened. And so that Thursday was her wake. But the couple days before, we had to plan her funeral. And so me and my brother actually ended up picking pretty much everything out, from her casket to her funeral cards to pretty much everything. So we met the guy that was doing, her funeral arrangements. And so we talked to him for a while. We picked out the casket. I told my dad that she wanted to be cremated because, that's what she wanted. So we had her cremated, and we're still trying to figure out somewhere to spread her. Like, she's spread a few places. She's in Hawaii, Florida, a couple places. But we don't really know, because she told us she wanted to be cremated, but she never exactly said where, because, obviously you never know that, you never think that this is actually going to happen to you so early. She was 36. She's 40 now. Well, she'll be 41 this year. So, yeah, so we did all that, and then, so, I will actually show you guys something. I have my pajama pants on. I'll show you guys, like, how supportive everyone was. So, I actually still have the vast majority of these. I don't think I have all of them. But these are all cards from my classmates. Like, there is so many of them, and I am so thankful for them. I don't really talk to very many of them anymore, but, like, there is most of these people I never even talked to before. I think they just did the videos because the guidance counselor wanted them to. So, like, some of them have a lot of writing and drawings, and then there's, like, some that just have drawings in them, and, like, just some that are not very great, but you know what, I appreciate them, because, they put effort into them, and they actually, like, I'm not going to say they felt sorry for me, but they did. I love, like, some of these people I still talk to. I haven't actually looked at these cards in a while, because it kind of still upsets me. I'll be right back. Let me go see if I can find a picture of my mom. Okay, so this is the only picture I can find that I have, like, at the moment. This is glued onto the back of one of the funeral cards. This was the funeral card. The thing says, God looked around his garden and found an empty place. He then looked down upon the earth. He then looked down upon the earth and saw your tired face. He put his arms around you and lifted you to rest. God's garden must be beautiful. He always takes the best. He saw the road was getting rough and the hills were hard to climb, so he closed your weary eyelids and whispered, peace be thine. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home. So, I'm not going to lie, I don't believe in God and all that stuff, but, I didn't really figure all that out until afterwards, but that is her, that picture right there, or this one. I remember the day this picture was taken. I was messing around with her camera, and she got really mad at me for taking this picture. But I didn't care, because she looked beautiful always. She had the biggest smile on her face always. So all that happened, and after the funeral, there were a lot of cards, And, we had to go clean out the house. So the biggest issue with us cleaning out the house is the landlord kept asking us, well, who's going to pay me? Who's going to pay me? And we're like, what do you mean who's going to pay you? The girl that lived here, died. He's like, well, I still need my rent. Well, sorry, it was a girl that kept saying this. She's like, well, I still need my rent. We're like, we don't live here. And so we were getting the stuff out, and they just kept causing an issue. And so one of the jokes we made was, well, if you want us gone, and if this is such a big deal, evict her. Her as being my mom. Well, she was dead, so how could they do that? They couldn't. I'm sorry, my hair is bothering me because I don't normally wear my hair this curly. But I don't mind it. Okay, so that all happened, and when we got out, I moved in with my dad, my brother moved in with his dad. Well, his dad ended up moving up to Florida, and now he lives with my aunt, and I still live with my dad. Let's go back to the funeral. So the day of her funeral, I don't think I read anything at her wake. I think I just read it at her funeral. I made this speech. I have it somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where it is. I will maybe, if I find it, I'll insert, maybe a clip of me reading it or something, but I don't think I know exactly where it is. But I remember, that day, I was strong throughout this entire thing. I was not crying. I was doing everything I could to make sure this funeral was perfect because it was my mom. So why wouldn't I want it to be perfect? But, so after the funeral, we started cleaning out the house, and, it started a big fiasco because my brother wanted all the expensive things in the house. And I just wanted little knickknacks, like things she made, because she was very creative. I'm not trash talking my brother because, we're good now. But he wanted all the expensive things in the house. He wanted all the TVs. He wanted everything expensive. He wanted the laptop, the PlayStation. Oh, here's my Papa's thing. I was looking for that. But, okay. So, yeah, all that happened. And, so, as I was saying, I wanted the knickknacks. Well, I got the dog. I got some stuff from the house. And I just wanted stuff to remember her by. He didn't want any of that stuff. So fast forward a couple months, me and my brother are arguing, and this argument actually causes us to stop talking for a while. So I made the comment, well, I thought that mom passing away would make us closer. Well, he made the comment that, why would this make us closer? She was our half mom. Well, we would go to our separate dad's house. And so that crushed me, literally crushed me. So at this point, I was crying maybe twice a week, anytime I talked about her, and so, yeah. So that was happening, and, so that comment absolutely crushed me, I could not believe he said that, and so, me and him just didn't talk for a while, and, me being the bigger person, maybe a couple months later, I texted him, and we started talking again, and, we're good now. So, we're good now, like I said. I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm sorry, guys, I'm, blanking now. So, actually, people were thinking that I was gonna, flunk school and stuff. I did so much better, thinking, oh, yeah, I need to make my mom proud now. Because I need to make her proud. She's gone. I need to make her proud and do my best. So I'm actually doing a lot better in school. I'm a junior in high school now. I was in 6th grade when she died. Oh, and back to the part about my guidance counselor. Her and my 6th grade teacher, they decided to take me out to lunch, something like that. And they bought me my dress for moving that day. And my shoes. So they bought me Chinese food. They bought me a $70 dress. And I think they were $25 shoes. So I am internally grateful for them. And I love them. I invited them to my 12th birthday party, I think. Yeah. No, it was my 13th birthday party. And so they didn't end up coming because they were busy. But I'm eternally grateful for them and for everything that they did for me. Okay, so I'm going to move on to how I dealt with it. So the first couple years were very hard. Like I said, I was crying every so often, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Like, I didn't understand. I was 11 when my mom died. I didn't understand why, and, like, why did she have to die? Like, why was it her time? And, I went through a phase where I was mad at her boyfriend because, he was driving. So I got really mad at him for a while. But, I have to realize that, she got in the car and, they were drinking. So they obviously weren't in the right mindset. But, that's no excuse. But, so yeah, that happened. And so I dealt with it pretty hard the first couple of years. The last couple of years have been a lot easier because, it's getting further away. It gets easier, but it never goes away. Like, the pain is always there. She was my mom, so of course it's always going to be there. But, so, like, all this happened, and, like, the message I want you guys to take away from this is don't drink and drive. If you know someone has been drinking even a little bit, call somebody else to come get you, or call somebody else to get both of you. Never get in a car with someone that's been drinking and driving. It's not worth it to lose your life over something like that. If you've been drinking, don't drive. It's not worth losing your life. It's not worth the heartbreak it causes everyone else. It's just not worth it at all. I get that some people think drinking's fun, and, it can be fun if you do it properly and don't get stupid with it. Don't drive. Don't, you can call an Uber, call a cab, take a bus, call your mom, call your dad, call your sister, call your brother, call somebody, or do something. Don't drive unless you want your children, your family, anybody to go through what I went through. You have no idea how your kids are gonna react to it, how your mom's gonna react to it, how your dad's gonna react to it. I was 11 and I had to plan my mother's funeral because nobody else would do it. Like, me and my brother did everything for the funeral. I mean, there was probably other people that would do it, but they left it to me and my brother. And, like, that's gotta be hard. That was hard on an 11 and 16-year-old. Like, she was our mother. Like, we shouldn't have had to do that at all. So I want you guys to take away, think before you act. Just don't do something if you know it can harm you or others. It's not worth it. Just don't do it. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be Friday. I'm gonna I'm gonna stick back to my thing of doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is just a video on Tuesday because I didn't post yesterday or today. It's Monday right now, but tomorrow is gonna be Tuesday when I post this. So yeah, just don't drink and drive. Think before you act, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. 3/29/14, a day to never forget. Dear family and friends, I miss my mom. She was such a wonderful person. She was my best friend, someone I can turn to when I needed a shoulder to cry on. She was my first love, my first kiss. She was my world. She was my life, and well, that didn't end. She will always be with us. She was the best mother in the world. She was the best person in the world. She cared and loved for her 2 children, my brother, and me. Her and her boyfriend were a very happy couple, and my mom and him were very happy. That means that my mom died happy, and that is all I could ask for, and that is all my brother could ask for. That her mother died happy than to have died miserable. Just remember, she may be gone, but she will never be forgotten. My mom will live on through our hearts. She is the air we breathe. She is the grass we walk in. She's everywhere we look. She is always with us. She was in my heart when I wrote this. She was with us through everything. She was with us in our dreams tonight. She is with you wherever you go. Just remember, she will always be with you. She is the half of my heart that hurts right now. She was my best friend, and she was there for all of us. She was the one and only one. If we needed her, she was there for all of us. And we should all put a smile on our face because we know she is smiling in heaven right now. There will always be an empty spot in my heart that was made just for my mom. She was the only person I could talk to about problems, and she was the only person that understood me at that time and now. I know that's not true. She isn't the only person that understands me now. Now I know that all of you understand me. Thank you. Have a nice day.